All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Talladega. Greg Boydell and John Tobias have the front row. John Rayner and Pops Cramner on the second row. Bob Curtis, Armando Melgoza on the third row. Pat Boyce, Tim Chapman on the fourth row. Roger Craig and Mayor Bixler rounding out the top 10. Mr. Maurer starting in 11 next to Stu Wright in 12. And Bill Calder rounds out the 13-car field here tonight. Everybody getting stacked up on the grid. Most of the field is on the grid waiting on one last driver to get on track. And as always, if you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight. And it does not look like Bill Calder will make the grid. As all the drivers get rolling, hopefully Bill will get to pit road. Remember, Bill pulled off the season opener with the win, his first ever. Hopefully he'll be able to get back out here, back on track. Everybody stacked up coming down the back straightaway. We have seen quite a bit of action, especially when they get in these trucks and can lean on each other. Things are likely to heat up in just a moment. Remember, the start-finish line to Talladega is not where you'd expect it to be in the center of the tri-oval. It's all the way down by the entrance to turn 1. And that oftentimes has an effect on who will pull up the win. Pace car is in. Here they come. Into the zone, Barney raises his hand. And green flag, they are underway at Talladega. Everybody begins to settle in. Now, a lot of these drivers are looking for somebody they can work with. 40 laps here, you got a lot of time to work around and get to who you want to be with, but if you can find them early, get to the front, you might be safer. And look at that high line as John Tobias pulls out ahead. Big push from Pops Cramner. They've got help coming from Armando. Who's it going to be at the line? It is John Tobias who leads lap 1. Oh, we've already got one truck. What a save! Roger Craig just had an amazing save. That car was pointed completely the wrong way. Looking down at Roger from the blimp. On the back straightaway, headed toward 3 and 4. They'll come back around, and the incident happens in 1 and 2. Did you see Roger there on the bottom as they come out of turn 4? He starts to move to the high side through the front stretch. Into 1 and 2, the truck below bobbles up as the truck comes back on track, and what a save by Roger Craig. And caution is out for the first time. Pops Cramner involved. Let's take a look at the replay for Pops. Oh! Ouch! Pops had one heck of a ride. Back it up just a little bit. Pops there in the 70, the green truck on the high side. He gets a little bobble there. Comes down the track. A hair comes down too much. Gets into the truck on the bottom. The rookie gets into him. Nowhere to go. And wow, that hurt. Pops had one heck of a ride, but remember, Retreads Racing has the damage turned off. So Pops will stay in the fight, but Pops, Tim Chapman, and Maurer all come to pit road. Topping off on fuel. It's beginning to look like tonight may be a doubleheader. I have not gotten word yet on the Xfinity race. Greg Boydell currently has the lead. John Rayner in second. Armando in third. John Tobias in fourth. Bob Curtis currently in fifth. Everybody is off pit road and back up with the pack. Lights are already off as they're about to go back green flag racing. And it seems like a really good time to get a little bit loud here at Talladega. When the green flag drops, I'm going to stop talking, let you guys crank up the volume, and listen to all the horsepower out of these big trucks. Pace car dives to pit road. Through the tri-oval, back toward the start-finish line. Into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Crank it up, y'all. As this group continues to grow, that just keeps getting better. And man, what a race they are having. Greg Boydell, John DeBuy is still battling at the front. Everybody's settling into a rhythm for the moment. Nobody making any dramatic moves toward the front. And a lot of bobbling going on. Wow. Seems like a good time to hop in the truck. How about with Tim Chapman so we can see the field? Riding along with Chapman as they come down the front straightaway. Chapman shoots to the high side. And there's the start-finish line. They do get a little bit loose in the tri-oval. As we just saw down into 1 and 2, these trucks are not planted. They do move around due to the bumps in the track, the air, everything affects them. But unlike a short track, which is 90% physical, this is 90% mental. You're playing 3D chess at 200 miles an hour. Through 3 and 4. Chapman gets a big run out of 4 through the draft, pulls up. Right to the back bumper of Stu Wright as they come back across the start-finish line. Heck of a ride with Chapman. He actually set the fastest lap so far as we rode on board at 51.27. They will get a wee bit faster as Pat Boyce has worked his way up to the front on the outside line. That outside line so far tonight has been the fastest. A lot of times here at Talladega, it takes a while for the outside line to get worked in. That has not been the case here tonight. John DeBuy still has the lead on that bottom line. Pat Boyce on the high side. Oh, and Tim Chapman just jumped down the line, went to the third lane. No help at the moment. He's going to fall back in line. Now Roger Craig's going to try it in the third lane. Chapman may come to help him. Contact on the outside lines. Everybody keeps them pointed the right way. But now that third lane has 3 trucks trying to get the side draft up to the front. Holy cow, what a move by Roger Craig. From the high line to the bottom in one move, that was gutsy. Looks like Mayor Bixler got out of the throttle when he saw that move coming. Top two, single file, side by side from there on back. This is the most stretched out we have seen the field tonight. Oh, we've got trucks in the wall. We have got chaos. No caution yet. Tim Chapman has had a problem back behind. The caution has not flown. Now the caution is out. Taking a look down from the blimp. Tim Chapman up there on... Oh, one of the cars, I believe, Armando. Yep, that was Armando. Touched the apron. Take a look from a different angle. There's Armando, third in line on the bottom. Oh, he gets a tap from behind. Comes up the track. Chapman nowhere to go. And Armando had one heck of a ride down the safer barrier. They've got to be close to their point where they can go the distance on fuel. Likely to see a few of them on pit road this time. Yep, looks like Tobias will lead them all in. Tim Chapman, the last one to pit road. Pit stops complete. Everybody back out on track. Most of the drivers fuel only. Looks like Bob Curtis took 4 tires, as did Tim Chapman. Maurer took 2 tires. Everybody else appears to have done fuel only on this stop. Bill Calder is on his way out on track. And here we go as the pace car dives in. Greg Boydell and Pops Cramner now have the front row as they come to the restart zone. And green flag is back in the air. Boydell quickly clears traffic. Rayner on the bottom, starting to move forward. That outside line not forming up as quickly on this restart, but it doesn't matter. Roger Craig is pushing Pops out to the front. Oh, things are getting spicy. Everybody holds on, but things briefly got very exciting there, as it looked like Bob Curtis shot to the back. Looked like he got pushed up the track just a little bit. I'm sorry, Roger Craig shot back a ways, got pushed up the track, but is now holding on in 7th. Rayner had a little bit of a bobble there. Looked like he might have been looking to the 3rd lane. A lot of bumping going on mid-pack. These guys not afraid to slam doors at 200 miles an hour. Pop still in the lead, but the outside line is starting to form up again. John Tobias leading the outside line for the moment. Armando hanging back just a little bit, along with Mayor Bixler. Maurer also lurking back just a hair, giving themselves a little room to react if chaos pops off ahead. Whoa, close call. Rayner had a one. Oh, we've got one truck in the wall. Everybody manages to hold on to it. Pat Boyce may have lost the draft. Maurer may also have lost the draft. Keep an eye on Pat Boyce there in the white truck. You see the bump there in the middle. He comes down, gets Boyce. Boyce gets into the wall, clips one car. Everybody does manage to skate by, but Pat Boyce lost a lot of ground on that one. Oh, we've got one truck around. I believe it's Tobias. The caution is out. Wow. A lot of trucks caught up in that one. Our third caution of the night at Talladega. Keep an eye on Tobias there in the 3 truck. Tim Chapman comes up a little too far, gets into his quarter panel, he spins, collects Chapman as well. Keep an eye on the 37 of Tim Chapman as he comes up, gets into Tobias. Tobias spins, comes back around, collects a couple more trucks. Bob Curtis and Armando Melgoza also involved. Melgoza did tow to pit road. And at the halfway point, everybody is coming in except for one guy. Mayor Bixler is staying out. Mayor Bixler stays out, gains track position. Pop Scramner comes off pit road. Greg Boydell, John Rayner, and Pat Boyce all took fuel only. Roger Craig, Stu Wright both took 4 tires. John Tobias also takes fuel only. Bob Curtis, Maurer, and Tim Chapman all take 4 tires and fuel. Armando, due to the tow, is still way behind. Still sits on pit road. And Bill Calder on his 8th lap. We'll see if he gets some wave rounds here to get him back on the lead lap. Armando is back out on track. He will be a lap down here, but may have a chance to get back around. He will be in the lucky dog position. Tim Chapman has ducked back to pit road. Everybody stacked back up for the restart. Have about 17 laps to go when the green flag drops. Coming through 3 and 4, pace car about to drop back in. Here they come back into the restart zone. They fire, green flag flies. They are back underway. 17 laps to go at Talladega. Mayor Bixler out front leading for the first time tonight. And wow, a lot of bumping going there on the second row between Rayner and Boydell. Half the pack broke off on the restart. Maurer leads the second pack with Pat Boyce, Bob Curtis, and Tim Chapman. Armando all alone out there, as is Bill Calder. Calder might be within range to pick up that second group. That second group is starting to pull back up to the lead pack. And it looks like they have just about caught him, but Calder did not catch the second group. He has lost the draft. Bixler still has the lead on the bottom. Pops up on the high side with the... Whoa! Things getting a little bit spicy in the middle of this pack. We have seen some great saves tonight, but with 15 laps to go, the bumping and pushing likely to get a bit more aggressive. Roger Craig pulled out, jumped to the lead, that outside line, and he's got a big push down the back straightaway. Dead even as they come through 3 and 4. Roger Craig was one of the guys that took fresh tires on that stop. It definitely paid off. Definitely has just a hair more grip and maneuverability. You don't get a lot of tire wear, and tires don't make a huge difference here. But when it comes down to fighting your way through traffic and being able to put the truck right where you need it, sometimes that little bit extra pays off. Pat Boyce back up in the fight, as is the rookie Maurer and Bob Curtis, and it does look like Calder is able to hold on to the draft. Oh, we've got a car flying. We've got a truck airborne. I believe it's Bixler. Caution is out. Pat Boyce involved, as is Pops. Mayor Bixler out front. Has been since the last caution. Oh, the outside line just comes down, turns him into the fence, and Mayor Bixler goes for a big spin. Pops Moore also involved, as is Pat Boyce. There is Pops. Pat back behind. And Bixler just lands on top of Pops. Yeah, if you have another truck land on top of you, it's not going to end well. Pat Boyce back behind. Oh, Pat tried to come down, caught some air under the truck. He managed to keep it on the ground. I'd be willing to bet we see everybody in for final stops on this one. And I stand corrected. Greg Boydell, John Tobias, John Rayner all stay out, as does the rookie Maurer. Pops Cramner also staying out. Lights are out. Everybody stacking back up. Armando Melgoza is back on the lead lap. I'm really surprised we haven't seen Bill Calder get some laps back on this to get him back up into the fight. Greg Boydell still in control. John Tobias on the high side. Pace car dives to pit road. And green flag is back in the air. Here they come. 10 to go. We thought it got bumpy before. It's liable to get even bumpier. Greg Boydell jumps out ahead. May not be the wisest move. Anybody else could build up momentum and fly by him. Rayner gets to his bumper, but the outside line comes by quickly. Oh! Tobias is around, caution is out, and I think he was the only one caught up in that. Somehow, everybody else managed to avoid him. Taking a look at this from the blimp, Tobias trying to work his way down to the bottom, but he wasn't quite clear. Spins to the left and holds on to it. Does get it rolling again, and nobody else involved. Looking to see if Calder gets the lucky dog on this one to get at least one of his laps back. He is still 13 laps down. Meanwhile, Pops will have the lead, followed by Greg Boydell and John Rayner. Roger Craig and Tim Chapman rounding out the top five. Lights are out. They are stacking back up, ready for the restart. Through 3 and 4, everybody chomping at the bit to go back green flag racing one more time. I have just over 5 laps to go at the stripe. Pace car dives in one last time. Bill Calder appears to be having a problem. Back behind, he's got it sorted. And green flag is back in the air, 7 to go. Man, we have got them leaning on each other out of turn 2. And, oh! We've got one in the air. Caution is back out. Bob Curtis involved in this one. Let's see what happened. Looking down from the blimp, Bob Curtis gets pushed down below the yellow, comes back up just a little too far. That got a little bumpy. That's Bob in the yellow and blue truck. John Tobias right underneath them. John just comes back up nope, I'm sorry. As Stu Wright was the black car. Should get the one to green this time by. Bob Curtis back at the back. Nobody coming in this time as the lights go out. Now to be Roger Craig and Greg Boydell on the front row. Pops Cramner, John Rayner on the second row. Tim Chapman and Pat Boyce on the third row. We'll get the green flag with 4 laps to go here at Talladega. Things are about to heat up and get bumpy. Remember, we do have the possibility of a green-white checkered finish here tonight. Pace car dives to pit road one last time. Into the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. 4 laps to go at Talladega, and the outside line gets the better launch. Roger Craig goes to the lead and brings John Rayner with him. What a restart. Now Boydell jumps to the high line. That was a slick move by Roger Craig. But now Boydell on the high side with Pops on his bumper. They're 3 wide in the third row. A lot of bumping and a lot of weaving out here. One truck, I believe, kept kissed the wall just a little bit, coming out of 4. That was Tim Chapman, looked like he kissed the wall. 3 laps to go. Third row and fourth row, now 3 wide. They come out of turn 2. Wow. A lot of moving. We're going to have a big one here. 1, 2, 3, 5 trucks involved. Bob Curtis, John Tobias, Pat Boyce. Fortunately, with damage turned off, they will get another shot at it. And we will go to a green, white, checkered. Let's see what happened. Looking down from the blimp as they came out of turn 2. Couple of trucks, no, they ended up 4 wide. And the trucks behind couldn't avoid it. Watch this. As the 75 comes up into Bixler, they all get involved. Wow. Pat Boyce also getting a piece of this one. Now, when the truck came up from the apron, they were briefly 5 wide, but one of the trucks pulled their nose out of it. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So we will go to a green, white, checkered finish here at Talladega. And who's it gonna be 2, 3 laps from now? Down the back straightaway one more time. The pace car will come in and they will have 2 laps to sort it out. Pace car dives to pit road. What should be the final time. But will it be? What's going to happen in the final 2 laps and who's going to victory lane tonight? Here we go. Green flag back in the air, 2 to go at Talladega. Boydell quickly shoots out front. everybody nose to tail, side by side. The guys behind trying to find some speed. Armando kisses the wall out of 2. The top 4 banging off each other. They're 3 wide behind. Holy cow, they are bumping and banging, trying to fight. Stu Wright trying to make a power move up on the 3rd lane. He's got help from Armando. Through the trioval, the white flag will fly. They're going to be 4 wide coming to the flag. Big Rick back behind, but the white flag is flown. Wow, Boydell had one heck of a ride. And the fight is now down to about a half dozen trucks. Roger Craig still at the front with Pops on his bumper. And out of nowhere, the rookie Maurer comes to 3rd. Here they come out of turn 4, now down to 5 truck battle. Maurer fights, he goes low. He goes to the middle or 3 wide. It's going to be close, but at the line it is Pops. Pops Cramner gets the win with the last lap front stretch move. Bob Curtis comes home in 2nd. The rookie Maurer comes home in 3rd. Let's take a look at that last incident at the white. Greg Boydell got the ride of his life on this one. They're 4 wide as they get to the line. Boydell in the orange truck gets a tap from just above, ends up on top of Rayner's truck. Rayner ends in the wall. Boydell keeps getting hit. Ow! Boydell gets one big hit to finish him off. What a finish and a rookie on the podium tonight. No rookie in victory lane though. Pops has been here before. Bob Curtis having a wild ride tonight as well, but comes home in 2nd. And in just a moment, we'll talk to our top 3. Don't forget, one more race to go. The Xfinity cars going to Michigan tonight. And let's start with talking to our winner, Pops Cramner. Well, congratulations, Pops. You definitely earned that one tonight, and what a move there at the end.
Yeah, that was some pretty tough racing there. I didn't know if Boydell, he was pretty fast the whole race, but definitely got around him at the end and helped push Roger, and then finally got around Roger right there at the end, sir.
I know coming out of 4, it didn't look like you had anything for him, and then suddenly you're up to the high side. You survived the chaos coming across the start-finish line, but that got very, very close for you as well.
Yeah, I saw them coming. They were coming. Definitely just got around Roger and had just had enough to get to the start-finish line there. And just was playing the fuel strategy game too there, and kind of ran out on after the checker, but definitely played that fuel strategy.
Oh, it definitely worked in your favor back in victory lane, man. Congratulations. Is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, definitely want to thank Mass Avenger Racing for putting on these races. All the Salty Dog team, definitely a great bunch of guys, and just fun to race with, and everybody that raced. Just a real good time getting out here racing with everybody and having a good time.
Well, great job, man. Congratulations.
Thank you for the broadcast too, sir. You do a great job.
My pleasure. Bob Curtis coming home in second. Bob out of turn 4. It looked like you had it, and maybe if the start-finish line was where it belonged, you would have. Bob, you got me? Hey, Bob, it's Doug in the booth. You got me? All right, we'll try and get a word again with Bob here in a minute, but let's talk to our rookie in third place, Stephen Maurer. Well, Stephen, how does it feel to come home in third on your rookie race tonight?
Well, pretty lucky, actually. I had it, at about the 20th lap mark. I thought, we have a couple yellows. I might have enough fuel. And then from that 20 to about 36, I was just trying to draft guys. And then I got lucky there at the end with the old Steve's Custom Club special and the Salty Dogs. Brought her home.
You did
a lot of luck.
You did manage to avoid the chaos on the white flag lap due to a little bit of strategy there, putting you up just ahead of it.
Yes, it worked. It worked.
It definitely worked really well in there for a minute. I honestly thought you were going to victory lane on that last lap.
Well, I could have maybe, but I had to punch somebody out to get there, I think. I didn't want to do that.
Well, man, an awesome finish tonight. Congratulations. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Well, Steve's Custom Clubs, my main sponsor, setup guy, and the Salty Dogs, and Bill Calder, Roger Craig, and everybody at iRacing. So, thank you.
Well, great job tonight. Congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
Bob Scramner gets the win, and Bob Curtis has just disappeared, but we're not disappearing. We're stepping away, getting ready to go racing at Michigan as the Xfinity Series takes to the track here in just a moment. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you.